Good morning, Toronto. I'm Ali Dermis with Toronto Times 11 o'clock news. Breaking news: a downtown jewelry store has just been robbed. The Toronto Police Department are after three men who have done a heist in downtown around Dundas and Bond Street, east of Yonge Street. On Wednesday afternoon, a downtown jewelry store was robbed at gunpoint. When the Toronto police arrived, they found smashed jewelry cases in the shop. However, the robbers have already fled the scene. Fortunately, the paramedics reported no injuries nor deaths. Regarding this heist, the Toronto police have released footage of the robbers so that they can be identified by the public. One of the suspects, who was equipped with a shotgun, pointed them at the store's visitors, and he allegedly racked the gun twice and instructed them to get on their knees. The suspect then broke the glass with the shotgun's butt, while the second suspect retrieved the jewelry and placed it in a duffel bag. This news has the locals very frightened, and the people are wondering why the store doesn't have better security protocol. The locals are also concerned that the police didn't arrive at the scene that early. One of the suspects are described as being white, mid 20s, 30s ish, standing at 5'9" tall. The second suspect is brown, mid 25s, 30s, and standing at around 6 feet tall. Due to the armed robbery, the men will be charged $1.3 million after their arrest.
Hello, what's up guys? My name is Mike Wazowski and I will be presenting you guys the weather for this week. Starting us off strong, this Monday, January 10th, it's gonna be very similar to last Sunday, but with a little bit more snow. The temperature at its highest is gonna be 1 degrees and at its lowest, -4 degrees. Winds up to 23 kilometers per hour and expect some light snow. So Tuesday, January 11th. Tuesday is for sure gonna be the coldest day of the week, with scattered flurries and a high of 0 degrees Celsius during the day and a -4 degrees Celsius during the night. Only 2 hours of slight snow during the day. This week had plenty of variety and it made it pretty interesting. Looking at the temperature patterns, we can tell winter is right here, like we've arrived at winter. However, due to the lack of the sun, don't forget your vitamin D. Next up, you guys, we have Wednesday, January 12th. This week has gotten off to a rocky start with all the snow. The temperature was cool, but not too cool to make us uncomfortable. It was rather a drizzly day from the start until sunset. As a result, this Wednesday is gonna feel like a bit of a Monday. The temperature at its highest is 3 degrees and at its lowest, -3 degrees at night. On Wednesday, there is no precipitation. In addition, the wind speed is quite low, 16 kilometers per hour. Next up, Thursday, January 13th. Thursday turned out to be a bit better with some sunlight and a fewer clouds, causing the temperature to be better than yesterday and since for a while now, making the morning temperature 4 degrees Celsius and the night -5. Wednesday would be a nice day for some hot chocolate, and wind speeds are up to 21 kilometers per hour. Alright, so Friday, January 14th. Friday seems like it will be the best day of the week, for sure. We have an average temperature of 5 degrees Celsius and a low of -2 degrees Celsius. Friday has the highest temperature this week, so folks, if you want to go outside, Friday is the day for you. Not to mention, Friday will have a noticeable 3 hours of sunshine. 3 hours! Causing the day to be a mix of sun and clouds. Saturday, January 15th. For those that didn't go out on Friday, man, you missed your chance. Saturday is going to be cloudy with showers. The daily average is 6 degrees Celsius and the night degrees is 3 degrees Celsius. The wind is at 21 kilometers per hour and the sunlight is less than 1 hour. Finally, we got Sunday, January 16th. On Sunday, we will have a little bit of snow with a temperature of -3 degrees Celsius and a night of -7 degrees Celsius. Winds at 18 kilometers per hour. Passing the mic off to you, Ali Dermis. Thank you for that, Mike Wazowski. Now, we're at the Puppy Adoption Center Fair in Toronto. What's that? Breaking news, there has been a truck explosion in the country Uganda
I'll transfer you over to our Gandhian reporter Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Transferring you right now. Hello everyone, reporting live from my Gandhian village, Apieta. My name is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and I'm at the live scene of a truck explosion. Ganda village leveled, 13 people killed after truck transporting explosives blows up. A vehicle carrying explosives blows up in Ganda, killing at least 13 people and leveling a small town. The source of the explosion is still unknown at the time, although police say a motorcycle collided with a truck carrying explosions. Apieta, a small village in western Ganda, appears to have been completely destroyed by the blast caused by the truck. Nearly every building in the region had fallen, people trapped under their houses, and animals under rubble destroyed. According to Kwada Bemha, who works in the vicinity and heard the explosion, he states, "It's a real tragedy for Ganda. The majority of the victims, according to police, have been rescued and are being treated at various hospitals around the region. Their condition hasn't been disclosed yet. A full emergency recovery exercise has been activated by the police, and other emergency service providers are here on the site as well. The police have seized command of the situation, providing security. Nadmo and the ambulance services can handle," according to Kwamba. A publicity officer said the explosives were being transported over to a mine before the motorcycle collided with the pickup truck. Unfortunately for the Ghanaians, this isn't the first time. In recent years, Ganda has experienced numerous explosions, with one of them killing more than 150 people in the capital, Accra, in 2015. Hundreds of citizens were seeking refuge at a gas station from heavy rains, and the explosion occurred, killing more than 150 people. Now for the business economy news. 55,000 new jobs added to the Canadian economy. Before COVID-19 began to rise towards the end of the month, the Canadian economy created 55,000 new jobs, promoting public health regulations that compelled many enterprises to stop or restrict operations. Before the Omicron variant, the senior economist at Laurentine Bank, Dominique Lapointe, stated it has been to be taken with a grain of salt, but what it is said is before the variant, the employment situation was really strong, he stated. It was the lowest employment since February 2020 before the pandemic, when it was 5.7%, and it was 0.5% lower than the previous low of 5.4%. Achieved in May 2019. Statistics Canada reported that the unemployment rate fell to 5.9% in December, down to 6% in November, according to the labor force economics. Lapointe believes the central bank will begin raising interest rates in April. Because of the uncertainty to the variant, we think it's a bit premature to start raising rates as soon as in 2 weeks. The overall increase in jobs was driven by the 223,000 increase in full-time workers, while part-time employment plummeted by 68,000. Construction and educational service industries accounted for the majority of the job growth in December.
I've got an idea for a Heinz ketchup commercial. I was at this super posh restaurant. Super posh. The type of place that has chandeliers and paintings on the wall and way too many forks. I think classical music was playing, but maybe it was jazz. No, definitely classical. The hostess walks up to me and she says, "Mr. Sheeran, is this your first time dining with us?" And I say, "Yep." The waiter comes over, he's telling me about the specials. Super fancy vegetables, fancy sauces. I said, "Sounds fancy." So, fast forward and the food comes. The waiter goes on to tell me, "We are proud to present this farm-to-table blah blah blah, posh and fancy blah blah blah, with a side of blah blah blah." You know, the food looked good. I just thought there was something missing. So I reach into my bag and I take out the only thing that can complete me. And at that point, the whole world came to a stop. And the waiter was screaming through his eyes. So that's my idea. Do you want to do it?
Now, for the traffic update for this week. There have been a few collisions, such as the one on Highway 401 on January 5th. This collision was fatal and resulted in a wreck and death of 2 people. Just after 9 p.m., emergency personnel were called on site to Highway 401 at Highway 6. The 2 victims died on site in their silver Jeep Cherokee. They were racing at high speeds and driving radically out of control. When traveling partially in the right lane, the car was struck by a cargo truck. Fortunately, the truck driver did not sustain any injuries from this accident. Another road collision that happened in Toronto's North End led to the serious injury of 6 people. Emergency workers were called on site this Friday morning. The crash was at the intersection of Keele Street and Shepherd Avenue. One of the cars rolled over and ended up on the sidewalk, causing damage to 2 other vehicles, and pieces of car wreckage were all over the roads. The inspector of Toronto Police has stated officers were trying to pull over a vehicle that was allegedly traveling at very high speed. The vehicle fled, and that was prior to this collision. So the result of this collision was actually a high-speed car racing. Toronto paramedics have reported 2 people were struck and had to be extracted from their vehicle. One was in critical condition and the other was in a very serious condition. Now I will be reporting the politics. The provincial election in Ontario is slowly approaching on June 2nd, Thursday, 2022. And while campaigning has already begun, the process itself is riddled with unknowns. On June 2nd, 2022, the campaign facing Ontario voters will be similar to those faced in the previous elections. The state of the economy, climate change, and housing affordability are all topics that are expected to receive a lot of attention. However, like with everything else in the globe these days, the COVID-19 outbreak and its recovery seems going to be overshadow many other challenges. It may also have an impact on how the campaign themselves work out. Political strategist Kim Wright says, going into the new year, each of the opposition parties that has that opportunity to really showcase how they would do things better. Where are their priorities? How would they actually make different decisions? The residents of Ontario are doing questionable things like having ongoing anti-vax and anti-lockdown protests in front of the current Premier Doug Ford's private residence. Due to this, Doug Ford and his family were driven to their cottage, according to Premier Doug Ford's communications director. Health Minister Christine Elliott also faced similar protests well into the night, disturbing their peace. According to Greg Lai, president of Innovative Research Group, the key to a PC party victory will be gaining voters who don't identify as PC supporters but support Ford as a premier. She states, there are a lot of Ontarians who would think that whatever mistakes he's made, he owns up to them, and he's trying to do his best, Lai states. There are many Ontarians that think he's horrible, but more than enough definitely think that he's doing a good job. So there's a lot of conflicted opinions about this topic, so we'll have to wait and see. Now for the sports. American Hockey League player gets suspended for racist gesture. Christoph Rabic of the San Jose Barracuda was suspended by 30 games by the American Hockey League on Friday for making a racist gesture towards Boko Imama of the Tucson Roadrunners during a game earlier this month. During a game in San Jose, California, on January 12, Hirabaka imitated monkey-like movements directed to Imama, who is black. According to multiple accounts, such as a spokesperson for the American Hockey League, CNN's account for this gesture is correct. The AHL stated that the American Hockey League believes that individual inclusion learning is a key element of improving league-wide culture. As such, as part of his suspension, Hirabaka will be provided the opportunity to work with the National Hockey League Player Inclusion Committee to participate in education and training on racism and inclusion. Hirabaka is 22, is the Czech Republic national in his second year with the San Jose Sharks. Minor league denies that it was a racist gesture and even states, "People should know that I have absolutely no inappropriate intent. The gesture was made in the heat of battle, and while I didn't mean anything racist by what I did, I realize now, though my own ignorance, how my gesture could be interpreted." However, in the end, he accepts the consequences the American Hockey League is giving to him. He also states, "I fully accept the consequences of my actions, and I'm not appealing the discipline imposed by the American Hockey League." Imama, the player the racist gesture was towards, also tweeted about this incident. He stated in a tweet that, "Even though I honestly believe the sport has made positive strides, we still have a long way to go to educate the ignorant and to make hockey a safe place for everyone." Imama said, he also added to his tweet, "My hope is that people learn from this and someday hockey will truly be for everyone." Now for entertainment. Comedian and star of the show Full House, Bob Saget, found dead at 65. Bob Saget, the comedian and actor best known for his role as the wholesome father Danny Tanner on the show Full House, has been found deceased at 65. His family stated, "We are devastated to confirm that our beloved Bob passed away today." They also added, "He was everything to us, and we want you to know how much he loved his fans, performing live and bringing people joy from all around the world. Though we ask for privacy at this time, we invite you to join in remembrance to the love and laughter that Bob has brought to the world." According to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Saget was discovered dead in a hotel room in Orlando, Florida. In addition to his family, the cast of Full House are also grieving at the death of their co-worker, Saget. Bob Saget stated in the past, "I'm close with all of the kids. It doesn't happen a lot in the world when you stay close with all the people. Because I don't take 8 years of my life lightly and then the other 5-6 seasons." Full House on Sunday, his Full House co-star John Stamos shared his sorrow at the death of his friend and co-worker. He stated, "I'm broken. I'm gutted." He stated on Twitter, "I'm in complete and utter shock. I will never have another friend like him. I love you so much, Bobby." This is indeed a very sad news. Thank you for listening, and from all of us at Toronto Times 11 o'clock news, have a good day.